YouTube! It's time, boys. Ladies and gentlemen. Joplin, Missouri. Joplin, Missouri. You guys have hyped this one up. It's been requested by almost everyone in the comments, in the Discord. Everyone's wanted me to check out Joplin, Missouri. And it's finally here. We're going to watch this bad boy. We're going to see what it's all about. I'm excited and terrified at the same time because I know bad stuff's going to happen. You guys know how I am about people getting hurt. I don't like it. I don't like it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But it's part of the learning process, right? You got EF5 tornadoes like this. It's bound to happen. But it doesn't mean I don't like it nonetheless. So, there's nothing more to do but to hop in here and see what you all been talking about. Let's go.
We'll go back. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn around. Oh, it's getting big. That is huge. That's a wedge. I got it.
The tornado has touched down in the city of Joplin.
I've never seen a tornado form that quickly to a mile-wide tornado.
Go east right up here. Go east right up here.
This is like the end of the...
Just a little FYI. I did see the tornado originally touch down and instantly turn into this big tornado, mile wide. I have a short out about it, but outside of that, I know very little about this tornado.
Our house had been flattened. We did not know if our son was okay.
People were being hauled away with emergency personnel holding just pieces of these people together.
It was
That's a heck of a way to start it off. Holy moly.
horrific.
I never really thought that I would have friends that die in a tornado.
Oh, this is going to be a rough one, man. I don't like people getting hurt, dude. I don't like it.
Well, we are getting reports that most of the rain has passed through there, but they are seeing what people are considering a wall cloud.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting the volume right. I don't want it to be too loud on you all.
People concerned, basically between Galena and Joplin.
It was on a Sunday, and so I remember it was just a very hot and humid day that day, and you can kind of see a storm rolling in from the west.
I was actually attending my son's graduation. It was the high school graduation here in town. The skies were starting to become a little overcast. You could see some thunderstorms building off to the west of the city.
There's no way this hits the school, right, during graduation?
Border now, just about to make it to the Joplin area. We also have some showers and storms across northern Arkansas.
I was in the newsroom at 5 o'clock. We knew the tornado watches were out there. We knew the tornado warnings were out there. But it wasn't until about 05:05 or when we started listening to the AM station in Joplin.
KCRG News Time is 5:28. We're live storm team coverage.
I think she meant 17:05.
Sam Radio again. The tornado warning in effect.
Well, I was with two of my really good friends. We were just kind of driving around listening to the Cardinals and the Royals on the radio and just listening to the baseball game. The baseball game got switched over to
just
the
chilling.
Broadcasting. I've been in a lot of thunderstorms. You could definitely tell that it was different. We began taking it more seriously. We wanted to find a place to just get out of the hail that they were calling for.
Please do take heed. Get in your tornado shelters right now. We can't stress this enough.
Gotta take this stuff seriously, man.
This is a dangerous weather situation.
Take heed to the warnings, my people.
Hey, where are you at? I moved from Seattle to Joplin exactly 2 weeks before the tornado to the day. I was at my friend's place that I was living with at the time since I just moved here. His name's Sam, and me and Sam and his 3-year-old son went outside. To my west, it was really, really dark, and there was lightning and thunder. It was still, I thought, a ways away at the time.
Ooh, dude, it's so eerie.
They'd never,
I'm nervous.
seen a storm system like this.
Y'all hype me up on this one, man. I'm nervous.
You're kind of preparing yourself of what's coming next, and you really don't have a chance to prepare.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour storm center. KZRG news time is 5:28.
Lock in.
Numerous calls into the station from
It's time to lock in.
listeners reporting a funnel-like cloud.
Wait, go further. Get further. It's going to do it. It's going to do it. Get further. Not here, up there. Straight ahead, Scott. Straight ahead.
Well, I've been chasing for about 11 years now. Even before I got my driver's license, I dragged my mom out to go storm chasing because I couldn't drive. There were a few other guys that were in the car.
Wait, stop. It's coming towards us.
We started to notice rotation to our south down the road. So went headed south towards the base of the thunderstorm.
Hey, y'all better be careful, dude. Look at it. Look at it. Little rope tornado.
Oh, no!
We noticed bright flashes, and those are transformers on power lines exploding as the tornadic winds are hitting it.
I see. We're getting closer. We're going to get closer. Power flash. We are going. Wait, stop. It's right in the field. Get closer. We are going.
Here it goes, dude.
It's right there. I know. It's right there. I know.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. Look out your window.
Look, I've already seen this, and it still amazes me. In the famous words of Queso, yet again, it's time to put those doppies on.
Look out your window. Listen to it.
I have never seen a tornado form.
Dude,
that
it just
quickly.
gets so big so
Little
fast.
Tornado dancing in a field to a almost mile-wide tornado in 20 seconds.
All right, lock in.
That was the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
We got RFD.
Dude, it's hitting them from all the way over there.
Okay, hold on.
Look how massive already, dude.
I got it. Debris. Okay. Big tornado. You can go east right up here. I can't. Right up here. Go for it. This is where it crossed, by the way. Go east. Turn right here to the dirt road.
As a chase team, we make it a priority to warn the public. We got the idea to call 911 in Joplin.
Good. Let people know, man. If you're chasing these tornadoes, let people know.
As we came out of the graduation, I had decided that I was going to take my family home. I had my wife with me and, of course, my daughter and my son who had graduated. I just looked at my family, told them, sorry, you're going to have to go with me to work, and we turned off and went to the fire station.
246, just for information, we have power lines down on a car.
We'd started getting reports of debris and damage, so we discontinued emergency responses and had our crews take shelter until after the storm passed.
272, 222.
Now, some of you might be questioning this. Why would emergency personnel wait? Here's the thing, man. They can't help you if they're hurt or whatever themselves. They got to get safe themselves so that they're in a good position to help you.
Can't reach my wife. Can I go?
No.
Stand by on that until we can figure out what
That has to be scary, man.
And Chief Randolph has advised that we would be waiting before we send anyone out or any of their vehicles out for search and rescue.
I was working in dispatch at the police department. I was the patrol.
That has to be so scary being a first responder. You're worried about your family. You're worried about the general public. It just the emotions have to be running crazy high here.
One dispatcher. I handle all radio traffic for the officers that are on the street.
I'm in service. I have control of the street. Is our paging system still working?
We are unsure. We're going to attempt it.
We are in the basement level of the police department. We have no idea what's actually going on outside or how much damage there is or anything like that. But we know we've been hit by one, and it was obviously slow moving because we were still getting reports as it went across.
Possible tornado, 13th degree north.
One of our officers was on the east side of town, and the tornado took a southerly turn and started heading right towards where his location was.
Oh no, dude. We're about to get some crazy dash cam. I just seen May of 2011. May is just prime time. 2011 was a crazy outbreak. Crazy outbreak.
Yeah, just kind of go slow and don't keep an eye out because we're not sure.
Oh, look at those winds picking up, dude.
Tornado
Oh, why is he driving? Yo, was that over the radio?
The wind's blowing so hard his windshield
Oh
wipers
my
won't even
God. Look at that.
work. Window was broken out.
Oh,
so
dude,
he's
I'm
got
getting
debris
cold
and
chills,
rain
dude.
inside the vehicle with him.
Who was that?
With Waters.
Waters, I'm in the tornado. Copy. Copy. If you can,
Did he?
try to find a shelter or somewhere to pull underneath. You injured?
What, like where? Where's he gonna find shelter?
Radio silence for him at that point. The supervisor on duty was trying to find out where he was.
You got a way out? I don't know where I'm at. I don't know where I'm at.
You just hope at that point. You
Boys,
can't
he
panic or
can't
do anything
see
like that when you're in my
nothing.
position, at least.
Nothing. His windshield wipers were barely working.
I'm getting a report from one of the Carl Temperature firefighters. There's a tornado on the ground at 20th and Main Lane.
Ooh, boys,
Officer
look.
Waters was trapped in the tornado.
Absolute
Supervisor on
cold
duty
chills,
was
dude.
Trying to find out where he was.
I'm going northbound, but I don't know where I'm at.
He told you he's in the tornado.
I think I'm north of it, but I don't know.
He did finally seek coverage under the bridge.
I should have drove through the back. I'm good.
Woo!
It was me and my husband's first wedding anniversary, and we were at the Royals-Cardinals game up in Kansas City. We had just moved up here in Joplin.
Just
We
moved
called
there,
my
by the way.
mother-in-law to see how she was doing and our son was doing. They said there was tornado warning. I told them to just go ahead and hunker down. So we didn't know that there was necessarily a tornado. It's pretty common to be in tornado warning here in Joplin.
This is KZRG. It's been a while since we've seen an actual tornado touchdown in Joplin, and obviously we hope the damage is minimal.
All right, Dad, slow down just a bit. I can't see it. I can't see it at all.
As we were witnessing the tornado, we also had another part of our team in a different vehicle, and it was Kevin and his dad.
Let me get just Oh, God, okay. You go down the road a little bit. Go down the road a little bit.
We were at the northwest side of town coming in, and we could see the storm, coming in, and it was just black and dark and nasty. And
we top a hill, and then by the time it moves over the road, it was already full-blown tornado, probably at least a quarter mile wide.
It's gonna cross the road. You said, oh gosh, okay, got it. There, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There it is. There it is.
Stay still, brother.
Right in the heart of Joplin, man. It's gonna go just north. Oh no, you're right, it is. All right, well it's east of us now, I just don't know where.
knowing what the path of the tornado was, it was a pretty sure thing that it was going to go right into the heart of town. You go out and try to film this thing, and it's kind of exciting to film all of the wild nature, and then come to the realization that it's going to really do some major damage and tear people's lives apart.
That's scary, dude.
See how it's getting hazy over there? As it came closer and closer, you could actually see the curtain of rain coming at us. And
you all seen that, right? Like, it looked like those trees were already starting to bend.
And then the tornado sirens started going off.
Oh, no, dude.
I had never heard a tornado siren before.
This would be me right here. Oh, God. Like, I've heard a tornado, like, siren, but... Woo!
We got in a closet below the stairs, and so I just kind of pointed the camera out the door. The light flickers and goes out for a second. I thought Maybe that's the worst of it. When it went out that last time, it was dark.
Oh, that's scary, dude.
And it was a different world at that time.
There's probably 18 or 19.
It shows that real.
Take shelter inside of a gas station.
I think at that point there were probably like 20 other people, and it was dark because there was no electricity.
Oh man, it's just pure fear, dude.
10 or 12. It kind of just felt surreal. It was almost like you were living a dream.
The sirens aren't going.
Growing up in Joplin, you're around tornadoes or you hear of them all the time, but I never really thought that I would have been the guy that dies in a tornado or has friends that die in a tornado.
Hey, where do you...
Yo, with him saying that, guys, that's what I was talking about in previous videos of getting complacent. You know, because some of these areas get tornado warned nonstop, especially in, you know, springtime, fall time. Always at least take it serious, man. You know, at least, you know, turn on, you know, whatever. We have these now, right? Cell phones. Pull up your weather app. Go outside. Have a quick look. See if anything's going on. Are there tornado sirens going off? Do you see anything weird? And I know it sucks to potentially waste time, you know, and go down in a tornado shelter or get in a safe spot in your house, whatever. But just do it, just to be on the safe. It's better safe than sorry. And I know a lot of you guys probably live in Tornado Alley or close to it, and you experience tornado warnings nonstop. But, you know, and I don't live that life. I'm blessed to be in an area to where I'm not really, I don't experience tornadoes. I live in a state that could, but my area, I've never seen one, right? But even when we get like a tornado watch, like, you know, I'm pretty vigilant, man. I'm looking, you know, you have a little bit of a game plan together. Please do that, man. You know, and that's just out of respect for your life. You know, I don't want to ever hear of anybody ever watching any of my videos, man. And I pray for your safety. Take it serious. For real.
You want me to put everybody?
See, what we got? 6 p.m. 1,800 hours, boys.
Joplin 2615. We have a house that has been struck. The top of the house has come down on the people.
This tornado was very unusual. Number one, very wide damage path, and then very slow moving. As the storm was still going through town, I actually got out in some of the hail and wind.
These slow-moving
and we just couldn't
storms
make
are
it
even
across
more
town
dangerous.
because of the debris.
The 911 phone did not stop ringing. You couldn't pick up the phone to try and call anybody or try to do anything without there being somebody there. At one point, it shut the system down. There's a big sense of helplessness with it. People are trapped, people are injured, people are dying, and the best you can do is say, well, we'll get somebody there as soon as we can, more or less.
There's no house left. None. The whole thing's gone. Gone.
You hear a person in the background saying, please don't go out there yet. Extremely smart. I've learned from previous storms of watching, you know, this tornado series. Give it a little bit, man. Make sure things are over. Make sure you're not like in, you know, the potential eye of the storm, or make sure this thing isn't going to curl back on you. You know what I'm saying? Stay safe. Take your time. And, you know, with storms like this, you heard the dispatcher there talking like an EF5. Man, sometimes, you know, you could have a good, well-built home or even in a storm shelter, and these storms are just so strong it don't matter. And that's scary to think about. Absolutely terrifying to think about. Your best case scenario is to get underground. That is always your best option. But so far what I'm gathering from the Joplin tornado is it was extremely powerful, but it was slow moving. So the areas affected, it's hovering over top of them, essentially. just maximizing the damage output, which is just so scary to think about.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour storm center. Homes are damaged in Joplin. One guy just called up. He says his home was totaled. So I just had another caller say a couple of houses damaged over by
Please
St.
tell me this
John's,
school is empty.
Hospital.
As a parent who had two
That's the
children
auditorium.
in the high school, it terrifies you to think that that could have happened during a school day. I think our
Oh, they just had graduation. These people barely avoided it. My
death toll would
God.
probably been much higher.
Look at that. Oh my God.
Hello, can anybody hear me? Go ahead. Officer down! Officer down, 249 and I-44.
We had a civilian actually grab his radio and yell
Oh,
officer
no.
down because she found the vehicle
Waters was the one that got caught in the storm.
with the windows all out and the officer nowhere around.
That was a civilian using our radio.
A civilian using our radio. It was 357's vehicle that she was calling from.
24th of all, my house is gone, FYI.
Oh,
Line's
God.
Down at about 24th and Ship. I can't cross any further south.
Can anybody hear me? Officer down!
When I heard the officer down call, I immediately checked my radio because it was coming to see the vehicle. It was coming from Officer Waters' vehicle.
When was our last contact with Officer Waters? Last I heard, he wasn't moving.
There was that clinch and that minute of panic, but I checked my radio.
270 status.
Under a ditch just north of 249 and 44.
He was safe. He was under the bridge. He was actually taking care of people at that point, but it's still a terrifying feeling.
Wait, did he say he was in a ditch or under the bridge? Out of curiosity, is a ditch a good idea? Like if it's a decent sized ditch, like you can actually, let's say that you're traveling on the road, you see a tornado right over the hill, it's going to impact you quick, so you hop out of your car and you get in a decent sized ditch. Is that a good idea? Or would you be better off just in the car?
To hear that come over the radio at you.
Chad Elliott in the KZRG 24-hour storm center.
I feel like it would
Lots of
just
damage.
suck
Let me
you up
stress
into
that
the
week
vortex.
bugs ringing off the hook.
Yo, stop! Power line's down, Go back to where you came, go north, and we'll have to go east.
As we moved off to try to intercept the tornado, we encountered the power lines that were flashing as the tornado was hitting him earlier.
Let's go right through downtown Joplin.
We were more focused on just trying to get back to a main road where we wouldn't have to encounter.
FYI, this is something I've learned. If you come across down power lines, it's in your best interest not to try to run over top of them or anything like that. Can be dangerous. Can be very, very dangerous. Just turn around.
Or any more debris.
No. Okay, this is where we're at. We're getting rain. We're getting hail on the RFP.
We were encountering baseball-sized hailstones. We were actually more going into rescue mode at that point because we knew it was going right through the town of Joplin.
We need to get up in the Joplin and help people out.
Because that tornado formed so quickly, I don't know how much time people had.
W storm chasers. These are the same people that called it in to 911 to give them a heads up. And now they're worried about the general public. They're trying to get there to help people. W storm chaser.
That's going right into downtown Joplin. Oh, going downtown?
Huh? Looks like it's coming now. Huh? There was a calming point there. We thought we were in the eye of the tornado. We went outside and there was just debris everywhere. You basically saw people's lives just all over the yard. Clothes, pictures. I remember there being a torn up Bible.
That's so sad,
Things
man.
you basically saw if you just threw 20 houses together, shook them up, and then dropped them.
Oh, here we go.
Nearly just 30, 40 seconds after that is when everything got real crazy. just remember it being so dark real quick. I just remember
Man,
the trees
get
going
inside.
back and forth. I remember the waves of rain. I
Get
remember
away from the window.
debris flying by the window, hitting the window. That's what it was. I just was like, man, this is bad.
Get
I could
shelter.
tell how bad this was, and we weren't even around the corner yet.
Watching this on your KZRG Storm Tracker radar, and that is a big area concern. Tornado warning still in effect until 6:30, and we expect this to continue now.
We heard that there had been some damage in Joplin, so we went back to Joplin going about 85 on the highway, and there was cars passing us going 100.
One thing that we are seeing is
Everybody trying to check on family, man.
Lots of damage so far.
We knew that our son, Connor, was okay. And we knew that our family members were okay, but we did not know if our house had been flattened. And that was just really scary.
And still waiting to get more reports coming in. In Carthage, we're getting reports of debris is falling from the sky.
Are they in the tornado?
Well, at the time of the tornado, Joplin had 5 fire stations. 2 of those were destroyed in the storm. So basically, what that did was wipe out, half of our emergency response fleet.
It's impacting their first responders too. So I'd say that made the situation even worse. You don't your first responders are getting hit, their vehicles are getting destroyed, they're getting trapped, so on and so forth. They can't get out to help people.
I recall thinking that if our station had been damaged, then there were going to be a lot of houses and homes that were damaged as well.
Oh, it looks rough, dude. Heavily damaged. Oh my God. Oh, this is the people at the gas station.
We started hearing debris hit the back of the building. My buddy was like, should we go into the beer cooler over there? Directly after he kind of, mentioned that, the front of the store just blew out.
Dude, that has to be insanely scary.
Have reports the store at 17 and range line has been hit.
321, I've got about possibly 30 people trapped inside the restaurant here.
Hunker down.
The little kids that were in there, I remember hearing that over the older people just because it seemed so much more genuinely scared.
Woo. Ooh, man, cold chills, dude.
It kind of settled down for a second, and I think it's over. Right when that happened, then the second part of it hit.
Listen to that roar.
The ceiling dropped 3 feet. As the walls of the building got blown away, I could look out and just see the sky.
My goodness. Dude, this is terrifying. Imagine being there.
when it passed, everyone was kind of just either it had knocked them over, or like I was sitting on top of someone's legs.
Is everyone okay below me? Right here, I'm okay. All right, I'm trying not to lay on someone. Somebody's on my back.
Everyone was just in shock because you didn't know whether or not people were hurt at that point.
This is under me.
Woo! Hey, look, man, that is absolutely terrifying. And what a situation to be in. Like, I mean, you got the kids that are obviously terrified and crying. You got people praying. You got people... And you hear some of these people telling each other that they loved them. Just for the record, it's never too late. Hey, man, call your loved ones, your friends, your family. Tell them you love them, man. Tell them you love them. Just because you do, right? You never know if it'll be the last time. And those people there, you know, that's what they were doing, dude. They just... life and death situation, super scared. Man, I couldn't imagine, dude. That's just so scary. And that roar.
This is FM 102.9, AM 1310, and we do have Chad. And Chad will be joining us now. We'll check in with him. Good evening, Chad.
Hey, Josh, I am on Rangeline Road.
We were listening to the AM radio station in Joplin. We made a quick decision. A photographer and I hopped in the car and just headed west to Joplin.
Rangeline is flooding. I am plowing through the water right now.
We were just preparing to do normal reporting, and it was just going to be a normal shift.
Oh my, there are people that are got to be
Look at that
injured
damage.
right now, Josh. There are probably people, fatalities right now. People are trapped in buildings. There are buildings missing, Josh, that used to be here. They're totally gone.
Once we came in and started seeing the destruction, that's when we started to get a sense of this is bigger than what we anticipated.
Battalion 1, this is Chief 1. Go ahead. I have clearing skies off to the west.
Okay, 6:14, the tornado's gone.
Towards the end of this event, we do have a tremendous amount of debris out here in the 2 area. Looks like this is going to be very near the path of the tornado.
Ooh, Lord.
We had literally
I hope those hospitals are ready.
Thousands of 911 calls in the first 24 hours. Most of us are used to tornadoes that move through an area very quickly and then are gone. This one took 30 minutes to get across town. Normally we can get out a lot faster and start responding. We just weren't able to with this one.
Go slower, dude. Debris, nails. Go slower.
We saw debris, but we saw houses and buildings intact. I was thinking, okay, the tornado brushed this, the north side of town or something like that.
This is bad. Oh my gosh. This is bad. Oh my gosh.
It wasn't until we got deeper into Joplin that we started to notice some pretty heavy damage.
Okay, are you talking to Kevin? What do we want? I don't know where I don't know. Walking around. I don't know.
And that's when we somehow met up with Kevin and his dad. We ended up in the same place, and I said, hey, we need to start pulling people out of the rubble.
Dude, look at that damage.
That is destroyed completely.
When we first parked, we couldn't see anyone. Nobody was out walking around. Nobody was to be seen because it literally just happened. People were still trying to crawl out from the rubble.
We're gonna turn around, guys. Oh my gosh.
Boy, I was definitely not mentally prepared to see what I saw, or I don't think the other guys were either. It was total devastation.
Oh my God. It looks like a third world country. War zone.
At some point, it was like we just kind of felt like sitting ducks. Said, well, we probably should move, and we probably should go towards where the sun is. And so we actually headed west.
Oh, just, I don't know, Missy? Or...
Got about half a block, and we saw a tree down, saw another tree down, and I remember one house there being 3 or 4 trees falling every which way, and the house was actually missed.
Hey,
And I
thank
remember
goodness.
saying, oh, they got it real bad in this part. And then as we're driving, there's a fence line, and once we crossed that fence line, it was like a bomb went off.
Oh. Oh.
The more you went west, the more it got more serious.
Lord have mercy, dude. Look at that. Just lives destroyed, man. Homes.
Can you get through that way?
Vehicles.
20th?
I remember it just being calm. Like, it was all this destruction, all this chaos, but it was like eerily quiet. You could hear the alarm, like alarms going off, honking. That was the majority of the noise at that time. And in the rain, it was still raining. It almost looked like you hit pause. This looked like the end of the world.
They're debarked, splintered into pieces. Like you're seeing through homes right now. Oh my Lord. I hope these people that are getting out of their vehicles are going to help and not just standing around taking pictures for Facebook.
On the end, right there with the goal. Watch out for those. See where that room's gone?
My God,
Right
dude.
above. Right here. See the bus window?
That car is backed up into the house.
Okay. Right above. Fine. Well, no, that room that's above, that was my dad's room. And then the room that's completely gone, that was mine. Okay.
Whew.
After the boys, as I call them, fanned out to try to see who they could help in the area, I'd stayed behind with the vehicles.
I cannot believe this. Pulled a lady out with a broken back.
A gentleman approached me and said, there's a lady that's underneath her own wall. She can't get out, and she's really hurt. As we were talking with her, holding the wall up, she said that her back was hurting her and she couldn't sit
Oh,
up.
no.
So we decided to get a door that we found in the rubble and put her on the door and take her to a waiting pickup truck that was going to take people to the hospital.
Yeah, I remember the man with his baby son, and the baby was bleeding really bad.
They had
cut
been
up.
in a pickup that got hit, and he asked whether we could get him to the hospital. We said sure. And so we headed out to the hospital.
Broadcasting live from the darkened KZRG 24-hour storm center. Power is out. We are running on backup generators at this hour.
And it
My
was like driving
goodness,
through
dude.
a war zone, needless to say. As soon as we topped this little crest, you could see the hospital, and our hearts just sank like, oh my gosh, now what do we do?
I understand clear. I got calls from the station that the hospitals were hit earlier. I'm trying to get to that side of town. They're just people, Josh, stunned. They're standing, sobbing on the...
You had police officers getting hit. You had your fire departments getting hit. Their stations getting hit. You had the hospital get hit. Your 911 services, the communications were down because, I might imagine the towers are getting hit.
I think we lost Chad Elliott.
Be advised, St. John's Hospital and everything in this area has sustained very heavy damage. I repeat, very heavy damage. Nope, I copy that, yeah.
Oh my
We
goodness.
topped the hill, and it was like a scene from a movie. And then the hospital, on top of everything else, the hospital, the place that's supposed to heal people, had been hit. And so we're just like, what do we do now?
All the
Pull it by
windows are
hospital.
just shattered.
And they already had triage units essentially on the grass.
St. John's took a direct hit from the tornado that day. We ended up sending a couple, 3 crews to that area to help the St. John's staff evacuate the building.
Walked up to the main hospital, found some fellow security guys that I was supposed to work with that night. You know, we was like, we need to get patients out of here. And we started from the 9th floor and worked ourselves all the way down to 1. If they couldn't walk,
dude, looks like a bomb
we was
went off.
picking them up and carrying them down the stairwell. No staff was lost. He was all accounted for, and patients. There was no patients lost in the hospital.
Thank the Lord, dude. That's crazy. Thankful they're all okay.
Hospital that was in-house, they was all accounted for as well.
We have also heard reports that some of the debris from the hospital has reached areas like Willard. A woman was reportedly seen in x-rays in her front yard, and that just gives you a visual to how far this damage is reaching. But if you think this is bad, check out this over here. This is a neighborhood that is completely flattened by this tornado. There are dozens of people walking up and down the street trying to figure out if their loved ones are...
It was horrific. There was people yelling, looking, trying to find their loved ones.
Dude, that's so sad.
The smell of natural gas was something that I've never smelled before, in that even in all the tornado zones that I've been in. There's a whole neighborhood.
Look at that car flipped upside down. I mean, look at everything. Holy, dude.
Neighborhood that surrounds the hospital.
It's
and
just
you couldn't pick
destroyed.
out
We have sustained a major direct hit here in Joplin.
Now, Chad, you've described some damage, and we're trying to understand the situation. And as we can understand it now, Joplin will never be the same after this tornadic event.
I was on the air when the tornado hit, and just a few blocks from our station, utter devastation. People were crying, really didn't know what to do. People were being hauled away in the back of pickup trucks with emergency personnel holding just pieces of these people together.
Oh my God,
when I was at
dude.
24th and Main, I could look all the way to the west and all the way to the east, and I saw no structure standing. And there was no end to the damage path that you could see.
Dylan. Yes. Like, I don't recognize where I'm at right now. You need a ride?
We're gonna see if our car is still there.
Yeah.
But
This is the Walmart here?
yeah. Yeah.
Do you need a ride somewhere?
No. I'm just gonna see if my car should be right over here.
All right, man.
Probably
Other
not.
people still in there?
Yeah, there's some guy who usually is a door greeter, and he's stuck under some brick.
One of the greeters was trapped in the entrance. When we actually got around to that side of the parking lot, I mean, there was no way you could go there and just start picking up huge pieces of concrete.
I don't think I believe what
My
I'm seeing.
goodness, dude. That, just absolutely
I remember
obliterated.
seeing just a guy walking like a zombie, and he had blood on his arm, and he was just not present.
Dude, I don't know if I want to go over here. I don't know. I don't want to be. Somebody's gonna be.
Cars just picked up, flipped over, and thrown on top of one another. That building, the roof's gone.
Do you need help? Here, get in. Get in. Do you need to get in?
You leave, Greg's gonna come get me.
Okay, Gray's gonna come get you. You want to sit in the car?
In the middle of the devastation is really where you saw the best of humanity come out.
People are getting help. There's people are helping. They're all throughout the parking lot. Is this for real?
Pure shock.
Oh my goodness.
When we got back in Joplin, we had to park about 11 blocks from our house. We were hearing people screaming for help, and we were basically helpless because we couldn't pull anybody out of anything. And there was this lady that came up to me and she asked if I had seen a baby or heard a baby screaming, and she said she had lost her 13-month-old baby in the tornado, and they were looking for the baby to see if it was alive or hearing cries or anything, and we were absolutely helpless at that point.
Oh
We
my
didn't know,
God, dude.
we didn't know what to say to her. I mean, we didn't hear anything, so the baby did not make it, and the baby got sucked out of her arms, like she said, and they found it, I think about a couple of miles east of our house.
Well, that is the last thing I ever needed to hear in my entire life. R.I.P., dude. Damn.
Pedestrian says that there's a house on top of a gentleman at the 1800 block of Wall. Copy.
Oh my goodness.
And we just had to walk with our sandals on all the way down to our house. There was nothing left of our house, and it was getting dark, so we couldn't even start to salvage anything. We were trying to see if anybody else needed help in search and rescue that night.
My Lord, man.
I do not think we would be alive if we would have been in the house that evening. So I was just going through the motions at that point. I didn't know how to deal with this. I just wanted to salvage anything that I could find.
Where
Not
would
being
you
able to
even
salvage anything
begin?
was hard then, but those things just aren't important. That's just stuff. You can go buy anything at the store, but you can't buy a family member.
Preach, sister.
This is where we climbed out. It was still raining. People used beer boxes down here as steps. My buddy Corey went over, and where the wall had fallen over, there was kind of a break between the roof and the wall, and we kind of just shimmied up that wall. It's not hard to get out. Behind the gas station, it was pretty much just an open field.
Oh my God.
Our car.
Dude, it's just nothing but debarked, splintered trees and scrap metal and wood. Just launched everywhere. Hey, man, y'all wasn't lying about Joplin. My Lord.
Was picked up and set down kind of where the building had been. There was a cow laying there that had been like hit by debris. All right, here's the gas station.
It's always the cows.
We parked right over there. Our car got blown away, but the front door was just right there. No one was hurt in the cooler other than just minor bruises and cuts. That right there is where we climbed out.
Hey, man. Well-built gas station, baby. Save some lives. Let's go. Those walk-in coolers, man. I just watched another video where a walk-in cooler saved lives that day. These walk-in coolers, telling you, wrong line of business. They need to be making tornado shelters.
All the shelving was falling down.
Brother, it might not be safe to be in there.
I do feel really lucky that for whatever reason, I didn't lose my house. I didn't lose a loved one. There's a whole lot of emotions that go into it because there's so many other people in the community that were affected so much more negatively than I feel like I was.
The Joplin tornado was anywhere from a half mile to 3/4 mile wide at its widest point and was on the ground for about 13 miles. Approximately 7,500 homes were damaged. We ended up with 161 people that were deceased from the tornado.
161 from one storm?
No.
They were still doing a rescue operation, and they were trying to retrieve bodies.
I was watching the playing field and it was up to 9, and I was like in awe.
And we heard the search and rescue dogs barking over and over, and I heard the dogs barking in my head for weeks when I would try to sleep.
My brother, there was absolutely nothing left of his house. He thankfully and his family lived in the basement, so it's just kind of crazy.
I finally made it up to where my home was at. It was severely damaged, but thank God my wife and daughter were still alive. But just up the street from where we lived, a lot of people had died that day.
My home was destroyed. It was in the tornado path. I found out about it, I think it was on the second day, I think it was Tuesday morning. One of my firefighters who had lived down the street from me came in and said, "Hey, Chief, I'm really sorry about your home." And I just looked at him and I said, "I don't understand what you're talking about. What do you mean?" I figured it was still there and everything was good. And he said, "Chief, your home's destroyed."
There's something to be said for how much progress Joplin has made since that night. The debris is mostly cleared and people...
What? They got it cleaned up that fast?
...are truly moving on.
We have a united focus on rebuilding the city and, coming back better than we were before.
We've learned a lot through the situation about love and kindness and just everybody coming together as a community. It's like a family.
What I'm doing now is I'm finding housing for people who lost their homes and their lives in this tornado. It kind of goes full circle where I'm still on an everyday basis in some way or another dealing with what happened.
The number of volunteers that came to the city to help is just absolutely beyond description. They're helping us move forward to our new lives and our new normal. They can't give us back our lives that we had on May 21st, because what we had before and what we knew before, it's gone. It doesn't exist, and it will never exist again, other than the memories of the citizens and the people that have lived here in their lives.
Yo. The Joplin tornado was wild. I'd also heard a little story about someone that had caught like oh my goodness, a fungus or something, and it nearly killed him, but he was young and was able to battle through and still alive to this day, from my knowledge. Man. Dude, that might be some of the worst damage I've ever seen from a tornado. Like, it leveled this area. Absolutely leveled Joplin, Missouri. Such a strong, crazy storm. To get to hear people that actually were actively involved inside of the tornado in shelter is something I've never heard before. That's crazy. Storm chasers that were involved, they were calling ahead to give early warning and trying to help people. That's awesome on their part. My Lord, dude, what can you say? It's just absolute destruction. Absolute destruction. W community, though. They come together, and within a couple of weeks, they'd already made a lot of progress as far as getting cleaned up, helping one another. Just an amazing community, man. I'm glad they all come together and helped one another. 161 deaths. Oh, man, that's just horrible, dude. Absolutely horrible. But what can you do when you have a storm that big doing that much damage? You can't always find a safe place. Sometimes no place is safe enough, as shown here. I'd imagine, you know, with the 161 deaths, I bet the damage total was astronomical. Absolutely astronomical. It's such a destructive storm. And watching it form right from the get-go, that footage he got where it went from like nothing to like, Lord, what looked like a mile wide, right? It probably wasn't a mile wide, but that's what it looked like. It is just absolutely insane. R.I.P. Man, I hate that. I really do. I hate that. Lord have mercy. And just, you know, even from this picture, just total destruction. I do want to take this time. Thank you all for recommending this video. I know a lot of you did. And I get why. You know, it's such a strong, destructive, and slow moving, man. Evil. Absolutely evil. You know, to have a tornado that strong to go over an area and just sit on top of it. Just to inflict as much damage as humanly possible. Or not humanly possible, but as possible for an EF5 to do. I hope these people were able to. I'm going to do some research after this. Hopefully these people were able to rebuild and recover, and this town was able to recover. Lord, that's just wild, absolutely wild. I could have went without hearing the story about the baby. They could have left that part out. But yeah, hey, once again, man, thank you all for recommending this video. I am cheap. If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And we'll catch you in the next one.